Residents of the Mexican border city of Tijuana haven't seen anything like it. Military checkpoints on the outskirts of town where soldiers search vehicles for drugs and guns. Units of heavily armed national police agents patrolling the city's commercial heart and stopping people for impromptu pat-downs. And the temporary seizure of all firearms carried by Tijuana's local cops to see if any of the weapons have been used in crimes. These efforts are part of recently elected Mexican President Felipe Calderón's new national crackdown on crime and drug trafficking in his country. A crackdown backed up by the deployment of thousands of soldiers and police to Mexico's most violent states and cities, such as Tijuana.
It sends a message that if anybody is involved in organized crime, we're going to get them.
Antonio Martinez Luna, a strong supporter of President Calderón's public security initiatives, is the Attorney General of the Mexican state of Baja California, where Tijuana is located.
Organized crimes needs to understand, or criminals need to understand, that they cannot affect ordinary people. They cannot affect our people. They cannot take our streets.
However, on Tijuana's streets, a lot of blood has been spilled in recent years, as rival drug gangs have fought each other and the authorities. Last year, more than 300 people were murdered in the city. A recent rise in kidnappings has also rattled Tijuana's residents. Anxiety over security has even damaged Tijuana's freewheeling, anything-goes image that usually attracts so many tourists to its clubs and bars.
We're missing many Americans. We're really missing.
Efrain Perez is a nightclub doorman and bouncer in the city's red light district.
We're losing money, we're losing sales. This has to change. I don't know if the next month or this week, but have to change.
A few miles away in the upscale Rio district, restaurant owner and chef Miguel Angel Yagüez says crime has gotten so bad, some Tijuanans with money have taken permanent refuge across the border.
Many of my friends have left here and gone to San Diego. That's just because of the security situation. There are many people who run their businesses from the United States. They don't want to come here.
Last October, concerns about spiraling crime and violence prompted activists to organize a mass march through the streets of Tijuana. It displayed grassroots outrage over the city's growing body count and the local police's inability to stem the tide of violence. The public's confidence in law enforcement's ability to protect and serve citizens is so low. It's estimated only 1 in 4 crimes is even reported. There's also a widespread public perception that many local cops are really working for the drug cartels as their eyes, ears, and muscle on the street.
All
of the police agencies, it's assumed, have committed acts of corruption.
Alberto Capaya Ibarra is president of Baja California's Citizens Advisory Committee on Crime.
Hecho una relación muy cercana entre miembros de corporaciones policíacas.
There's a very close relation between members of the police and criminal groups. How otherwise could they act with such impunity and freedom, armed bands of criminals in this city? It shows how authorities are intimately involved with them.
Local officials understand the suspicions and say they hope federal authorities, who will stay in Tijuana as long as needed, will keep police agencies on a tight leash.
That's very important. A lot of control.
Control and oversight.
Exactly. Now they have to provide more security for the people who live in Baja, live in Tijuana, and for the tourism. And we have...
And more security in a clean way.
Exactly, definitely. There's no way this could go back. We cannot go back to what was happening.
While most Mexicans see corruption and crime and the country's general climate of fear as crises, Mexico's growing personal security industry see them as opportunities. At Tijuana's Blindado Seguro Total Shield Company, customers come to have their cars and trucks armored with enough steel plating and other protective material to drive through a war zone. The cost of the automotive makeover ranges from $30,000 to $80,000. The company's president is Carlos Guerrero.
This is a high-end job, a level 5 that can protect you from automatic weapons.
Guerrero says customers want the kind of protection he can provide after they've already had a close call with crime.
They come here because they've been the victim of a kidnapping, and they now want protection. There are American clients who want an armored vehicle to cross into Mexico. That's why we have an office in the U.S. And it can be a local client who uses his car to travel to his business or home here in Tijuana.
At his restaurant, Yahweh's often sees his customers with other kinds of protection.
All the business people, or those who have money who are scared, bring security. Everybody has guards, bodyguards, all of them with weapons. There are times when we have one table outside with 10 armed bodyguards around it waiting.
As for Mexico's wider war against its drug cartels, experts such as David Shirk of the Transborder Institute generally agree the government has scored some major victories in recent years.
Two prominent cartels in northern Mexico have essentially been dismantled. Their top leadership has been either imprisoned or killed off over the course of the drug war, and those groups are beginning to lose their grasp on power, lose their ability to control these markets and territories for moving drugs.
The problem, though, is as drug kingpins like this man, Osiel Cardenas, get either extradited to the U.S., jailed in Mexico, or killed, violence frequently increases as henchmen and lieutenants battle to take the boss's place.
There's always a drug trafficker either within your organization or outside your organization who wants to move up the ladder because the profit potential at those very high levels is enormous.
That's a reality Baja's Attorney General Luna knows all too well.
We know that we're not gonna eliminate drug trafficking. We cannot live with it, but it's there, and it's been there for a long time, and I don't know, it's bigger than us.
Mexico's president, who has proposed a 12% increase in public security spending and ordered 10,000 soldiers transferred to the national police force, has vowed no truce in the government's offensive against organized crime.